Are trucks here in America getting too big? And welcome back to another Raw Talk podcast. Article that said trucks here in America are getting too damn big, and most of the people who are driving these trucks cannot handle the truck, and they're not using the truck for the purpose of a truck. So what you see here is a Chevy Silverado 1500 on the screen, and you're just saying, damn, that's a big ass truck. For most people, they're coming from a Honda Civic or a Ford Ranger, and they're buying these, and they're thinking they're luxury vehicles. And why do I say people think these are luxury vehicles and not something that is a truck, a work vehicle? Because I've talked to so many people at my job who drive trucks that are this size, and I ask them, why do you have something so big? What's the point of having this big ass truck? Because this is the size of trucks here in America. Used to be the Ford Ranger used to be the average size pickup truck, and for most people, I think they do a pretty good, decent job. They can haul stuff. They hold two people in the front, and they have two little small seats in the back. They're a very nice size, but for a lot of people nowadays, they want to hold their whole family, hold 5 people in the cabin of the truck. And to be honest, when you come down to the truck size, they actually cannot handle the big SUV size, big ass truck like a Ford F-150. They're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the problem with that is the parking lots here in America aren't fit for these big, huge trucks. Think of a mid-sized truck, you think of a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, and that maybe 10 years ago would be considered a full-size pickup truck. So it makes no sense that these people are buying these big-ass trucks that they cannot handle. That's why the dealership, when you go out and get a truck, they ask you, have you ever driven a truck before? Because they want to know ahead of time that you can handle the vehicle. There's a big difference handling a big-ass truck than handling a Honda Civic. There's a huge difference in the ride quality, in the handling, and how you actually handle that vehicle. And this is what you would consider a full-size truck. It's ridiculously big. It's a Toyota Tundra Crew Max, right? It's the biggest vehicle Toyota offers, and I just believe, do you really need something like this? Because a lot of people who buy these things, like I said, they don't use them for the purpose of using them. They don't use it for hauling stuff. They only use it for carrying their family around. They only use it because it has leather seats. It has heated seats. And to me, trucks are getting too damn big. I love big trucks, don't get me wrong. But for a lot of people, when they drive these big ass vehicles, they can't handle them. And then when you talk to people, why did you get it? And they go, well, it's a luxury vehicle. I reply, it's not a luxury vehicle. Luxury vehicles are not big ass trucks. Just because it has leather seats and heated seats does not make it a luxury vehicle. When I think of luxury, I think of something like a BMW, a Mercedes, an Audi, not a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, or not a Toyota Tundra. And the thing when you think about these trucks is people get them because, like I said, they have the ability to hold more passengers because they're a big truck. But most people who buy them don't use the truck for what it's designed for. So I say, why don't you just get a SUV? And they go, oh no, I want the truck for what it is, right? And then they always complain that the gas mileage is whack. The gas mileage sucks. And they always complain that it drives like a pickup truck. And you're like, what do you mean you're mad that it drives like a pickup truck? And their opinion is it drives too much like a pickup truck. And that makes no sense to me. You're buying a pickup truck, but it drives like a pickup truck. What's it supposed to drive like? A luxury style a vehicle like a BMW M3? And they're like, well, yeah. Well, no, it's a truck. Get an SUV so you can haul your family around. But there's so many people to get these, and you see them, they struggle. Some of these people even get the Ford F-250 or F-350, and you know they can't even drive those. You can guarantee they can't handle those because they get into them and they struggle. There's a lot of people that can handle them and love them and drive them because they love the vehicle, but there's a lot of people out there that physically cannot handle these vehicles. So my question for you guys is, do you guys think that trucks are getting too big for the average person? Because as you see here, these are custom lifted trucks, but there's a lot of people that get these big ass trucks and lift them, and then they struggle to drive them. And I'll be honest, I drove my brother's Chevy Silverado 1500, and I struggled to drive it because I was coming from a Toyota Celica GTS, and driving something like that, it's very easy, nimble, and you can cut corners very sharply. But when you're driving something like a Chevy Silverado 1500, it's a different experience. It's a different driving experience. I'm not saying trucks are bad by any means. I would believe I'd have to get used to driving them and used to parking in little parking lots. But I think trucks should be used for the truck purpose. If you're getting a truck and you never have the intentions of ever driving off-road or never have the intentions of hauling anything, then there's no point to even get a truck in the first place. If you just want something that can haul a lot of passengers, either get a crossover or get a SUV, because an SUV can still hold 5 people, 6 people comfortable, and you still have a little bit of trunk space that can haul a little bit of stuff. But a truck is where you're going to be towing stuff and hauling stuff. Not everybody who gets one ever gets it for the purpose of that, but trucks are good because you can lift them. You can even, on a stock truck, sit high up, and when you're sitting high up, you have the ability to see over the regular traffic. And that's one thing I will say I do agree with truck people. They love sitting higher up over the regular traffic. So when you're parking somewhere, you can see over the cars when you're in a parking lot, when you're backing up. So you don't have to like guess, is there someone coming? You can see ahead of time if there's somebody in the parking lot coming towards you, or if you're on the road, you can see above the traffic, so you can kind of get out of the way of a car accident that might happen. So for myself, I see there's a big downfall for a lot of reasons people get trucks. They're not luxury vehicles, they're trucks, they are big vehicles, and like I said, a lot of people just can't handle a big ass vehicle. I'm not saying that you should not buy a truck. I'm not saying you should not invest in a truck. But what I am saying is make sure you can handle the vehicle for what it is, because not everybody can handle that big ass Chevy Silverado. Because if you go back, like I said, 10 years ago, almost even 20 years ago, truck sizes were totally different. You had the Chevy the S10 or S1, yeah, the Chevy S10, I think it's called the S10. You had the Toyota Tacoma, which was a very small truck that was basically the same size as a Ford Ranger. And I think the Ford Ranger is a good sized truck for a lot of people. It's very good. It's decent on gas. It can haul 4 people, 2 in the front, 2 in those little folded seats, and it can definitely haul and tow stuff. That's the main thing that I think a lot of people don't realize when they get a truck. The gas mileage is trash. You're not going to be commuting in a big ass Ford F-150 or F-250. It's just not something you're going to do. But at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think, because like I said, I seen an article that said trucks are just getting too damn big for American market. We don't have parking lots for them. A lot of people are getting in car wrecks because of them. And most people who drive them just can't handle them. Like the truck that you were just seeing right there. That's huge. That's humongous. But I understand why people do get them and like them and do lift them and do trick them out. I understand there's a big truck culture. But I will also say, just know what you're getting yourself into. Because honestly, I'm not saying I can handle a big ass truck like that. Because I've always driven like Honda Civics and smaller vehicles. So coming from a Civic or a car to that is a night and day difference. It really is. But as always, guys, that is my take on our trucks getting too damn big. I see for some options, yes, I feel for some options, a truck is not the option for certain people. They're hard to park in parking lots. They're difficult to park in certain areas. But if you want a truck, go out and get one. But I'm just asking that question. Are trucks, at least here in America, getting too big for the average person? Or do you think the average person can get in the truck and handle it? Because like I said, there's a huge difference. It's like someone who's never ridden a motorcycle before and getting on the CBR 1000 RR and then hitting the throttle. They're not going to be able to handle that. That's why a lot of people recommend starting on like a 125 or a 250, because that's not going to blow you out the water when you hit the throttle. It's gonna progress you to go fast, yes, but it's not going to hit the throttle and you're going to be doing a 200 miles an hour down the highway. It's not going to do that. That's why they say get like a Honda Grom and work your way up to that CBR 1000. Just work your way up. Some people will cap out at a 600 motorcycle because that is still outrageously fast. Some people say, hey, I'm comfortable at a 250 or a 300 motorcycle. That's it. It's the same thing. Some people are okay with a Toyota Celica GTS, and when they go up to like a Ford F-250, it feels like a tank when they drive it. And they're like, I'm not comfortable driving this big-ass tank. So let me know what you guys think, and it's your boy Trevor back with another Raw Talk podcast. Like I said, I just seen the article where it said trucks are just getting too damn big here in the U.S., and eventually it's going to be common for people to buy the F-350 and not the 150 because people want bigger and bigger and bigger. And one of the main reasons why they said people want bigger and bigger and bigger trucks is because the American market, people are just getting fatter and fatter, and they can barely fit in like a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla, and they have to upgrade to bigger vehicles because their weight limit can't handle like a Toyota Celica. And to be honest, I know someone personally that tried to sit in my Nissan Altima, and they were like, I can't fit in there, so they had to use their SUV to get around when we hung out. And I was embarrassed, like, wow, that's embarrassing. And they were like, dude, your car ain't gonna fit me. And I was like, what do you mean? Like a Nissan Altima is a regular sized vehicle. It's it's a regular sized car. It's not small. And they were like, well, I can't fit in there. And it just felt like, wow, that's a real big person that cannot handle sitting in a car. And I understand now why people are getting these SUVs and getting these big ass trucks, because those are the vehicles that could basically handle them. But like I said, just let me know what you guys think, and it's your boy back with another podcast, baby.